Welcome to Relaxed Reddit Readings. Today we have 4 Reddit stories for you. Reddit stories that will make you question everything. Story 1. My sister called me selfish at our grandma's funeral. My sister just called me selfish at our grandmother's funeral, and honestly, I think she might be right. So here's the thing, I was an absolute monster growing up. Like, truly awful. When my dad died, I just couldn't handle the grief, and I took it out on everyone, especially my sister. Then when my mom remarried, I got even worse because I didn't want her to be with anyone else. I was verbally abusive to basically my entire family for years. When I left for college, I finally realized I had a serious problem and started going to therapy. I apologized to my sister and everyone else, and I really thought we were in a good place. We'd been getting along great, talking regularly, and I genuinely believed we'd moved past all that childhood trauma. Fast forward to last week at our grandmother's funeral. My sister brought her boyfriend, which was totally fine, but then she started introducing him to all our relatives as her future husband. The thing is, they've only been dating for 6 months, and honestly, the guy gives me bad vibes. He's been rude to service workers, makes inappropriate jokes, and just seems like he's putting on an act around our family. So when my cousin asked me what I thought about him potentially joining the family, I guess I made a face. My sister saw it and completely lost it on me right there at the funeral. She said I was being the same controlling, judgmental person I used to be, and that I obviously hadn't changed at all. She accused me of trying to sabotage her happiness just like I used to sabotage everything when we were kids. The worst part? She said I was being selfish and making our grandmother's funeral about my opinions instead of just supporting her. I tried to explain that I wasn't trying to control her life, I just had concerns, but she wouldn't listen. She told me to stay away from her for the rest of the service, and I did. I sat by myself in the back and didn't talk to anyone else in the family. Now everyone's asking what happened, and my mom is trying to get us to work it out, but my sister won't even answer my texts. I keep thinking about what she said, about me not really changing. Maybe she's right. Maybe I am still that same controlling person who thinks they know what's best for everyone. But at the same time, isn't it normal to have concerns about your sister's boyfriend? Especially when you love her and want to protect her. I don't know if I should keep trying to apologize or just give her space. Part of me wonders if our relationship was never as healed as I thought it was. Am I really just reverting back to my old toxic patterns, or was I actually looking out for my sister? If you're enjoying these stories, hit that like button and let me know in the comments which story you relate to the most. Story 2. My boyfriend's mom told me to never contact her again. So I did. So my boyfriend's mom told me to never contact her again, and when I actually listened to her, somehow I'm still the bad guy. This whole situation is absolutely insane. I've been dating my boyfriend for a while now, and from pretty much day one, his family has hated me. I have autism, so I struggle with certain foods, and I thought his mom would understand because his sister also has autism, actually worse than mine. But apparently not. One night, she made this soup and basically demanded I eat it. When I couldn't, she completely lost it and kicked me out of the house. But here's the kicker, she told me there was rotten meat in the soup after I said I couldn't eat it. Like, who does that? And honestly, her house is disgusting. She's an alcoholic and a hoarder, so the whole place is just gross. Anyway, she kicked me out and told me to never contact her again. Those were her exact words. So I didn't. I figured if someone tells you never to contact them, you respect that boundary, right? Well, apparently that was the wrong move. A few days later, my boyfriend calls me crying because his mom is furious that I haven't reached out to apologize. She's telling everyone in the family that I'm disrespectful and that I don't care about making things right. She's painting me as this horrible person who's too stubborn to say sorry. But I'm sitting here like, you literally told me never to contact you. I was respecting what you said you wanted. My boyfriend is caught in the middle and doesn't know what to do. He says his mom expected me to fight for the relationship and prove that I cared by reaching out anyway. But that makes no sense to me. If someone sets a boundary, even if they're angry, shouldn't you respect it? The whole family is now involved, and they're all taking her side. They think I'm being petty and childish by not apologizing first. But I feel like I'm in this impossible situation where I was damned if I did and damned if I didn't. If I had contacted her after she said not to, wouldn't that have been disrespectful too? My boyfriend wants me to just apologize and smooth things over, but I'm honestly tired of being treated like garbage by his family. They've made it clear they don't like me, they don't understand my autism, and they expect me to just take whatever treatment they dish out. The whole thing is affecting my relationship because now my boyfriend is stuck between his family and me. So tell me, when someone tells you to never contact them again, are you supposed to actually listen to them? Story 3. My husband excluded me from our baby's first photo shoot. My husband just excluded me from our newborn baby's first photo shoot, and I'm honestly devastated. So we just had our second child, and I was so excited to capture those precious early moments. With our first baby 2 years ago, we did this amazing photo shoot with my partner's best friend, who's a professional photographer. We paid for it, and it was beautiful, me, my partner, our new baby, even our dog. Those photos are some of my most treasured possessions. Fast forward to now with baby number 2. The same photographer friend offers to do another shoot, but this time as a free gift to celebrate the new baby. I'm thinking this is going to be even more special because now we can include our older child too, make it a whole family thing. But then my husband drops this bomb on me, he's already scheduled the shoot and it's just going to be him and the new baby. Just the two of them. No me, no our older child, just dad and baby. When I asked why I wasn't included, he said the photographer only offered to do a simple shoot and that including everyone would be too much work since it was free. He said we could always do a family shoot later if we wanted to pay for it. But that completely misses the point. These are our baby's first professional photos, and I'm not in a single one of them. As the mom who just carried this child for 9 months and went through labor, I feel like I should be part of this moment. It's not about the money. If she had said it was too much work to include everyone, I would have happily paid the difference. But my husband never even asked me. He just made this decision unilaterally and then presented it to me like it was no big deal. When I told him how hurt I was, he said I was being unreasonable and that we'd have plenty of other opportunities for photos. But that's not the point either. You can't recreate those newborn photos once the baby gets older. This was our one shot at capturing those precious early days, and now I'm not going to be in any of them. He keeps saying I'm overreacting and that it's just photos, but to me, these photos represent so much more. They're how we document our family's story, and apparently I'm not important enough to be part of that story. Am I wrong to feel excluded and hurt by this? Story 4. I refuse to serve guests at my mom's funeral. I just refused to serve guests at my own mother's funeral, and now my whole family thinks I'm disrespectful. I'm still a teenager, and I recently lost my mom to cancer. It's been the hardest thing I've ever gone through, and honestly, I'm barely holding it together. During the wake, all I wanted was to sit quietly and grieve. I needed that space to process everything and say goodbye to my mom in my own way. But my grandmother had other ideas. Every time someone came to pay their respects, she'd tell me to go serve them food and drinks. I get it, it's a way to show appreciation to people who took the time to come and support our family. But emotionally, I just couldn't handle it. I was already struggling to keep myself together. There was this one moment that really broke me. My mom's colleague came to offer condolences, and my grandmother immediately told me to go get him some tea and snacks. When I said I couldn't do it right then, she got really upset. She said I was being rude and that my mother would be ashamed of how I was acting. Those words hit me like a truck. Here I am, grieving the loss of my mom, and now I'm being told she'd be ashamed of me for not being able to play hostess at her own funeral. I tried to explain that I wasn't trying to be disrespectful, I just needed some time to grieve. But she wouldn't listen. She kept insisting that serving guests was my responsibility as the child of the deceased, and that sitting around feeling sorry for myself wasn't helping anyone. The thing is, other family members were perfectly capable of serving the guests. It's not like people were going without food or drinks. But according to my grandmother, it had to be me doing it as a sign of respect. I ended up having a bit of a breakdown and told her I couldn't do it anymore. I said I needed to grieve my mother and that I shouldn't have to put on a performance for other people when I was falling apart inside. She called me selfish and said I was making my mother's funeral about myself instead of honoring her properly. Now half my family thinks I was being disrespectful and that I should have sucked it up and done what was expected of me. The other half thinks my grandmother was being too hard on me during an impossible time. I keep going back and forth about whether I handled this right. Maybe I should have just pushed through and served the guests. Maybe that would have been the respectful thing to do. But at the same time, I was barely functioning, and forcing myself to play hostess felt like it would have completely broken me. Is there a right way to grieve, or should I have been allowed to process my mom's death in my own way? If you enjoyed these stories, drop a comment telling me which one was your favorite. And if you want more relaxed Reddit readings, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed these stories, like, comment and subscribe for more relaxed Reddit readings.